Good morning to all. My name is Jagadiswaran, son of Chandrasekharan. I am a diploma in mechatronic engineering student in Polytechnic Unku Oma. My ID number is 01DM17F2011 from class DEM 6, session June 2020. I have finished my industrial training the last 5 months in Raup Oil Mill Sendirian Berhad. So I would like now to present about my experience during my industrial training. So first I will start off with my company background. The company I have gone through my industrial training is Raup Oil Mill Sendirian Berhad, where it is located at Raup Pahang, while the headquarters is located at Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. So, our company have a palm oil mill and a palm oil estate in Raup Pahang. Our company palm oil mill in Raup started in 1976 as a 10-ton oil mill. In 1984, it was extended to a 60-ton palm oil mill. And over the years, our company have received several awards from Polar previously, and in year 2013 and 14, we have received another award from MBOB. For my job scope during my 5 months of industrial training is I have learned about machine maintenance and learn about the wiring system such as star delta starter motor, direct online and auto transfer starter motor control circuits. And another last one is about the water tube boiler. So while I was undergoing my industrial training in the Raup Oil Mill Sendirian Berhad, I was assigned to 14 different departments. As you can see, the first one is grading and ramp for 1 week, sterilizer and marshalling yard for 1 week, thresher for 1 week, empty bunches for 1 week, press station for 1 week, kernel plant for 1 week, oil room for 1 week, boiler station for 1 week, and lab for 1 week, mechanical department for 1 week, while the electrical department for 1 month, and store 1 week, and finally was a vehicle department for 1 week. So I will start off my presentation with the sterilizer department first, because sterilizer is one of the most important station in the Raup oil in the oil mill industry. As you can see, while the sterilizer department station is got any error or breakdown, it will affect the whole process in the oil mill. So I would like to present about the function of the sterilizers. Sterilization is a process where the fruit bunches are cooked under steam pressure. Cooking is normally carried under 3 bar pressures, which is 40 psi for 90 minutes. Sterilizer process will undergo under 140 degree of temperature. So for the function of the sterilizer, it is to inactivate the lipase in the fruit and prevent buildup of free fatty acid FFA in the fruits. Another one is to soften the fruit mesocarp for digesting and release of oil condition nuts to minimize the kernel breakage. And the last one is the wet heat weaken the fruit stem and make it easy to remove the fruit from the bunches on shaking or trembling in the threshing machine. So for the next one, I like to present about the digester. So the digesting time or the rentation time of the fruit in a digester is minimum of 15 minutes is required. The RPM of the digester is 26. The temperature should be less than 95 degrees Celsius for the fruit to digest. And for the function of the digester, first one is to breaking open the oil bearing cell in the mesocarp. Second one, loosening the mesocarp from the nuts. And the last one is to mash and heat the fruit to facilitate the pressing process. So in the digester, there are 3 types of arm inside it. First one is a long arm, second one is a short arm, and the last one is the expel arm. So now I would like to explain about the steering arm function of the steering arm. So first one is to create the movement for the fruit to prevent the fruit to loom up at one point. And the second one is to push the fruit downward to create the pressure on the fruit on the surface. And the last one is to crush the fruit to so that the fruit can be pressed at the better at later in the press machine. And for the next one is a hydrocyclone. Hydrocyclone is a machine that we are used in a kernel plant. The function of the hydrocyclone is to separate the kernel and shell by applying centrifugal force to the mixture in the water to separate the compound with different in weight. The hydrocyclone is a closed vessel designed to convert the incoming liquid velocity into a rotary motion. It does this by directing the inflow tangentially near the top of the vertical cylinder. This spin in the entire contents of the cylinder, creating centrifugal force in the liquid. Heavy compound will move outward to the wall of the cylinder where they agglomerate and spiral down the wall to the outlet of the bottom of the vessel. The light component move outward to the axis of the hydrocyclone where they move up toward the outlet of the top of the vessel. So the last and the next one is about the vertical clarifier. Vertical clarifier is a tank where we keep the crude oil inside it. So for the function of the vertical clarifier is to separate the pure oil and the sludge underflow. Vertical clarifier consists of a large vertical tank with a conical bottom. In the center of the tank is a large inlet pipe for the diluted crude oil. The oil build up to a rather high depth of pure oil and leave the tank continuously through an adjustable oil skimmer. There are three pairs of arms near the bottom part of the clarifier. The arm function is to steer the sludge that help to separate the oil particles that still stick on the sludge. The RPM of the arm is 8 and the clarifier is also fitted with steam heating coil in order to raise the temperature of the sludge and the oil in the tank. During initial operation, the temperature of the clarifier tank is maintained around 90 to 95 degrees of Celsius. So now during my industrial trainings, I was asked by my assistant manager to draw the graph for my sterilizer process. In the sterilizer process, there are two types of graph we are used. First one is a double peak graph and the second one is a triple peak graph. As you can see, I have drawn myself the graph for my studies for me to analyze the sterilizer function during my industrial training. And as finally, I would like to do some proposal for my polytechnic and my FRIMA. So for polytechnic, the polytechnic should always keep in touch with my organization to keep up with the current students who are undergoing industrial training. With this, we can forge a closer relationship with the polytechnic and the organization. The organization is easier to take students from polytechnic to undergo the industrial training in the company. This can avoid the confusion and misunderstanding between the organization and polytechnic easily. Company or the organization also play an important role in providing guidance to students about things that are appreciated to the course studied by the student. Thus, the organization should provide employment opportunities such as assignment to students. The organization should also provide any form of reward on the work done by them. With the reward or the effective guidance from the organization, it will help the students and also attract them to the field. So as a conclusion, after my industrial training at Raup Oil Mill Sendirian Berhad, I already know and learn about the working depth. As a result, I am very proud of what I have learned, and I am grateful for ending the practical of my industrial training with a very useful experience for my future. This experience not only introduced me to something new, but it has come an early exposure to my nature before I had a real job. In addition, I also want to prove that what I have learned in class is useful for putting myself in a real job someday. Student also can more aware of the importance of subject being studied as a stake in continued ambition to require even in the theory learned is not necessarily the same as those carried out during the period of industrial training, but patience are very important for venturing into the working environment. This is the conclusion which I would made during my industrial training. Thank you.